Welcome back. We are working with word processing, Word, Module 2. We are on part 3 of the presentation, and we're finishing up with comments and track changes. So if you wanted to have the comments show on the right-hand side in what's considered balloons, you would choose the markup down arrow, choose balloons, and then show revisions in balloons. And then you have them over here showing up. And again, they would show the date and time and who made the comments. And then the dotted line indicates to what topic they were referring to. A nice new feature in Microsoft Word, if you're doing an essay or a research project, and you wanted to look something up, rather than leave your Word document and open up your browser and go into a search, you can do it right from Word, and it's in the Reference tab. All you would do is select the text, choose References, and go into Researcher. And then depending on what word you had selected, if it was rainforest, it would go right into a particular website that refers to that, the topic that you're referring, and it would research it automatically. Then it would also have websites that you could then be directed to automatically, rather than, and it'll open up your browser right to that website automatically. Just make sure that you put things that you take offline, online to different websites, and put them into your own words, and also always cite the information that you use the website for. Always give credit to where credit's due. Applying styles. So this is in the Home tab, and it's right past the paragraph group. It's called Styles, and it's always set for normal. So that's that Calibri 11, 1.08 line spacing with the 8 points after. No spacing is if you wanted to get rid of that extra spacing, and then heading 1, 2, and title. And then if you click this line with the down arrow, you'll find more options available. So for example, if I selected this title here, I could choose, instead of normal, which is that smaller font size 11, and I could select title. And it is a much larger font size, and it will do it automatically. You could also increase the font size to your desired one automatically, but these are already preset, so you could use those styles. What you could also do is select what's called a style set, where the side headings and titles are automatically either preset with different fonts, unique fonts, font sizes, font types, could be different shadings, could be in the center, left, underlines under them. You have quite a few options for where it would be an automatic design layout. So you would click Design, and then over in the document formatting section, there's a line with a down arrow, and you would choose that, and then you would have all these different options. And again, you would hover over which one. This one, they all have names when you hover over them. See how this one has the blue on a side heading, so it highlights it more, different colors. Some have a line under it. So it's just a style, and it will carry that the rest of the document for you. Just for and you'll see the preview once you hover over these. You could change the original default of the title. So for example, the default setting for title formatting is Calibri and size 28. Well, if you go into right-click in the title, in Styles, and choose Modify it, you could update it to maybe be size 36 in bold, and maybe a different color. And anything that you use this title style would adjust all of them for you in the document. So here you would choose that right-click, Modify, and you could choose the font type. You can increase the size of it, put bold, change the font color. You're getting a live preview of how it's changing the appearance of the text. And then you could either have it only appear in this document or also on other. And it was, the name was title that we wanted to update. So you could update it and it would be like, it would be changed for all title styles that you use within this document. Another way you could do it is if you click the down arrow here for styles, you have the styles listed here rather than the down arrow, up arrow here. It's your choice which way you select. So here we have, if you wanted to create your own style, you could choose create new style, and then you would give it a name, and you want it to be in the paragraph or no style. It's based on what type of heading style, what the font type, size, color, bold. This is a sample of what you would get. And again, only to this document or from all new documents based on this template. And there's the new style. When we do it in the assignment practice, we'll actually have a new style. It'll be your first name that'll be up there, and you can choose any color and style that you like. So it's a nice feature to have a particular font that you'd want to use. Maybe you would have one that would be called Essay, that's in Times New Roman 12. Next, we'll be talking about page breaks. So if you look at this one on the side here as an example, this is one page where it says monthly revenue, and they use the style that has the headings have the blue line through a shading border, and then on the next page is the rest of the table. So you really shouldn't have the title of the table on the bottom of page 1 or page 3, and on page 4 the rest of the table. So what you could do is go to the M in monthly and just press enter a bunch of times till it all moves to the next page, or you could put in what's called an insert page break, so it forces monthly revenue to go with page 4. So to do that, you would place your cursor to the M in monthly, click the insert tab, and choose page break, and it forces the side heading and by client to be all on page 4. Page numbering, especially if you're doing multiple page documents or essays or research papers, you would want to have page numbering set up so it's done automatically. So and again, you'd have to do it based on whatever the instructions are for the particular assignment. If they want your name and a space and a number, or do you want the word page and a number, you'd have to follow the directions. But to do that, all you would do is, again, click the Insert tab, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. You could select a header and create one at the top of every page, or a footer, it appears at the bottom of every page, or just put a page number. And once you click page number, it gives you a choice. Do you want it at the top of the page, the bottom of the page, in the margin, in the current position? And then you can also format the page numbering. So this example, it was page numbering, and the style they chose has the brackets between the word page and then the 1. And the page number will automatically adjust for all the other pages. So it'll be consecutive page 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Within the header, if you wanted to add information, you would double click anywhere in here, which is the header. And what happens is when you are in the document, this is it's brighter and bold. When you and this will be lighter, faded out. But when you go into the header, double click up here, and it's in that 1-inch margin, the top margin area, this becomes faded. So you're active in the header or the footer. And you can make changes, you can add a title, you can put the current date. Over here's the insertion point where you could type page number, or you can put in the command so it numbers it for you. Any numbering style, there's lots of options to choose from. So again, they chose just the bracket between the number. So this one is showing, the top one is showing the header active, because this is faded out. Then the title, the second one is showing that the header is faded out and you're active in the document. So what happens if you have the title page is on page 1? So you really don't want the number to be on page 1. So you would be on the first page where you just put in either your page numbering or your header. And then it would number all your pages, page 1, page 2, page 3, all of them. But on page 1, you would select different first page. So the number page 1 will disappear on the first page, but will remain on all the rest of the pages. Usually the first page is not numbered because it has the title on it. If at any time that you wanted to change the numbering of where something, maybe the works cited will start with page 1, a new number, not continue from the rest of the report, then you would go into the insertion point at the top of the page, and then you would choose restart page numbering. So at that point, you would choose layout breaks and choose next page. And what happens here, it inserts what's called a page break section, and you can start a new fresh page and then start with the new page numbering. And at this point, I would go into the header to restart the page numbering, choose page number, format page numbers, and then you would tell it to restart at page 1. That way, the works cited would start with 1. So the header is information that you have at the top of the, in the top inch 1 margin for all the pages. A footer would be information that would be on the bottom inch of the paper for all the pages. So it's your choice if you want it as a header or as a footer, and what you put in. You could have both. You could have at the top your last name, space bar, and a page number. For the footer, you could have the course number, the class name, the date. So you could have information that pertains to the document that you're submitting in both the header and the footer on both of them. So if you wanted something at the top, that would be the header. And you can actually just double click up here in this 1 inch margin area, and it'll pop you right into the header. Or you could choose insert, and then you'd have header or footer. And notice when you're in there, the document will be faded out because you're active in the header. Once you're active in the header, you'll get this new tab that wasn't there before, and it's called Header and Footer Tools. And in here you have a whole ribbon that's related to items that will make changes to your document in the header and in this page and all the following pages. You could switch to the footer, go back to the header, so it stays out of the document and just in the top part of it, the header and the footer. And you can select particular formatting styles through the header, where you want them located, left, right, center. You can put in date and time, document information, change so that it doesn't appear on the first page, but only the rest of the pages. So here we have a sample of someone's name and the date. And then when you close out, this becomes faded because you're active in the document. You could choose a pre-designed, and they all have names. So if you wanted to get fancy with your header and footer, that has the title and the date. And there's a sample of that one. So you have choices to pick from different styles. And you can close out. You can change the header from the top and the bottom. It's usually set at a 1/2 inch. And then if you wanted to remove any content control, you could do that as well. And there's your sample. This is a good example of the name of the paper is also the name in the title here, so you wouldn't want that both on the same first page. So that's when you would probably have a different first page. So this didn't appear on the first page, but on the rest of the report, there's a different first page. You could remove the header or footer if you decided you didn't want it anymore. And it would do all of them at once. This if you wanted page numbering in an exact position, and a specific style. Once you click these, if you want it at the top of the page or if you want it at the bottom, you'll get more options to choose what style you prefer, which style you like. And we'll continue with the